Right, so I was literally, no joke, 10 minutes away from making an entire video dedicated to just fucking shitting on the entire lightweight division once again. Once again. But the Lord, the Savior, the Messiah, Mateus Gamrot. I never thought I would ever say that in my entire life. Mateus Gamrot has saved the day, as you can see on screen here. He has stepped up to fight Charles Oliveira on 2 weeks' notice. Really, a few hours ago, there was talks of Oliveira just not accepting this fight, and now it's happening. I'm happy this is happening. Mateus Gamrot is the biggest G ever, and I picked him in my last video to literally be the one to actually step up. I said I think Mateus Gamrot will get this fight. Bang! I'm on fire, baby. I'm on fire. But let's get into it, man. I'm hyped. This is going to be a good fight. I'm looking forward to it. I feel like Oliveira is going to knock him out. There's a few reasons why. I'm going to still shit on the lightweight division because I have a lot to fucking say about them punks. I feel Oliveira, it's a weird one. Like, we've seen Makhachev hold down Oliveira and not get caught up in any submissions. Now, he did kind of get in, like, the first fight. He got in a bit of a situation with the triangle in the first round. Nothing really too concrete. But if we're really looking at it, does Mateus Gamrot have the same level of control as Makhachev? Does Mateus Gamrot have the same level of striking as Makhachev? Because Kevin Lee was taking on... Kevin Lee is just one of those fucking guys you can just kind of compare. Kevin Lee's kind of fought everyone. Kevin Lee's a bit of a stud. But Oliveira is a lot more dangerous on the ground than an Arman Tsarukyan. Now, I know you before you say, oh, well, Arman actually beat Charles. Don't even give me the bullshit. Like, look at them. You know Oliveira is more dangerous on the ground than Arman Tsarukyan. Like, fuck off. If you, that's not... We can all agree on that. Okay? If you don't just check the statistics, as Wolfie Rap said. He's more dangerous on the ground. Arman has better control than Charles. Arman has better control than Gamrot. I know Gamrot beat Arman. Actually, you know what? Yeah, fuck Arman. Actually, Gamrot 50-45 him in that fight. That was a disgrace of a split decision. Should have been Gamrot every single round. Okay, Gamrot deserved to win. My boy, I love Gamrot now. I love He's the only one that will take it. I will get on. I will get there. I'm going to get there because I've just watched so many videos about it and they're all saying facts, okay, about this fucking pussy-ass lightweight division that I can't stand. Anyway, Charles is going to be a lot more dangerous on the feet as well. I feel like Charles's hands are quite underrated. We've seen him go tit-to-tat with Dustin Poirier. We've seen him knock down Justin Gaethje. He's had moments on the feet, Charles. You know, he plays a lot more of a defensive game against Chandler. In the second fight, he knocked out Michael Chandler as well. Let's not forget that. So Oliveira's hands are criminally underrated. He hasn't really used them. And he knocked out Beneil Dariush. This guy's got hands on, for fucking sakes. Now, it is worrying. I was worried for him when he was fighting Fiziev. Because he was fighting a striker and he was coming off a nasty first round TKO against Ilya. KO, actually, never mind TKO. That was a fucking brutal KO from Ilya Topuria. And I was a bit worried about... I'm not necessarily worried about Charles in this fight from a damage perspective. Mateus Gamrot, I remember he was just landing like a fucking Onslaught on Dan Hooker when he was on the ground. So, as awful hands. But I don't think Gamrot is going to be... I don't think Gamrot has awful hands. But I don't think Gamrot's going to be a threat to Oliveira. The only kind of thing I'm worried about is Gamrot just doesn't gas out. Like, Gamrot's a G. Man, Gamrot's such a G, man. Gamrot is actually such a fucking G. I love Gamrot. And now he doesn't have the most entertaining style. He doesn't have the most entertaining anything about him. I've shat on Gamrot so much, but fuck me. I love Mateus Gamrot now. Mateus Gamrot is the only one in this division that'll put their hand up and say, I will take a #1 contender fight. That is fucking crazy to me. Gamrot is the only one that will stick his hand up and say, yeah, I'd like to fight Charles and then maybe fight for the belt after. Instead of being a little cook in the corner. Oh, is it my turn? No. It's such fucking dweebs, man. They're honestly the biggest fucking dorks, these lot. But I feel like Charles will win this fight. Full camp as well. We have to consider that. Charles is going to be prepared. He's not the one taking this on short notice. Charles wouldn't take a short notice fight, in my opinion, especially not this stage of his career. Where was Arman? I'm going to get there, actually. I want to shit on Arman Tsarukyan, but fuck me. I'm trying to hold back a little bit before I get into it. I want to talk about the fight first. Charles is going to be better on the feet. Charles is going to be more dangerous on the ground. Mateus Gamrot has a lot to think about here, because if he's going to go down on the ground with Charles and hold him down, he's going to want to make sure he's doing it fucking right. I feel like Charles is just land on the feet, and I feel like Charles is going to have an ability to get back to his feet. Like I said, he played much more of a defensive game against Chandler, which I kind of get behind that because it's Michael Chandler who's got really heavy hands and no kind of grappling. I don't think this is going to work on Gamrot. Charles's best play is to keep this standing, okay? And if you do get taken down, you can easily, not easily, but you can wrap him up in something. There's nothing stopping you from wrapping him up in something. So for an official prediction, I'm going to go with Charles. So for an official prediction, I'm going to go with Charles Oliveira be a third round TKO. If Mateus Gamrot wins, fine by me, because he's a legend. Now, onto the lightweight rant. Where the fuck is everybody gone? As up until today, we had no top 15 lightweights booked. I hate this division at the moment. I fucking hate every single one that is just fucking sitting out and fucking waiting to be called. And Ilya, you aren't off the fucking hook either, okay? You're the one stringing this shit along. You know what the most pathetic thing Ilya ever said was, if I'm being honest with you? Ilya Taporia, by the way, who got a title shot of beating Josh Emmett. Don't forget that. Don't forget he got a title shot of beating Josh Emmett. Please don't forget that. Ilya said, oh, if the UFC want me in there at the end of the year, I'll be in there. If the UFC want me, why don't you want to be in there before the end of the year? You took no damage. I encourage everyone. I want to say, hold on, UFC 264. If I get this right, I'm actually a fucking wizard. UFC 26. Is that Ortega versus Volk? No, it's Poirier McGregor. Fuck. So what? I can't remember what one it was. Go back and look at Volk versus or that one must have been 267 actually. This is pissing me off actually. So if you go back and look at I don't know, 266 maybe. Yeah, so UFC 266. Fuck, I was so close. Go back and look at UFC 266. Go back and look at Volk on the post-fight press conference. He was so pissed off that the UFC might have to wait 6 months after going 5 rounds with Brian Ortega. And Ilya is sitting there saying, oh no, if they want me in before the end of the year, I'll go in there. Why don't you want to be in there before the end of the year? You took no damage. Why aren't you calling for Abu Dhabi? Why aren't you calling for MSG? I just don't understand this fucking mentality from the lightweights. I'm only getting so fucking angry because of how passionate I am about this sport. I fucking love it more than... Look at my room! I literally just want to make YouTube videos. I love making YouTube videos. But these fucking stupid cunts can't fucking fight each other. Nobody is booked apart from Oliveira versus Gamrot. As of today, this morning we had no lightweight ranking bouts. Not one. Where the fuck is Arman Sarukian actually? This fella's doing every side quest under the sun. You're grappling Benson Henderson. Who the fuck cares? Who the fuck asked for that? Who the fuck cares about you versus Benson Henderson? Why don't you fight, Pimblett? Well, you haven't fought in a year and a half. You turned down Mateus Gamrot. And I always had your back for that. But now, fuck you. Fuck you for turning down Mateus Gamrot. I hope the UFC leapfrog Mateus Gamrot if he beats Oliveira. I fucking hope you have to go fight down the rankings, Armin. I hope you fight Pimblett. Fucking Pimblett as well fighting because he's so fucking fast. He's too fast. He's got a full hunger bar on Minecraft. I did that from a Kelvin Gastelum. He's got a full health bar for fucking hunger on Minecraft. You are a top lightweight in the UFC. Stop getting so fucking fat all the time. It's just pissing. Dan Hooker is broken like every bone under the sun. I'm not chatting any shit about Dan Hooker. That guy stepped up. That guy's gave us in some of the best wars. He took Makachev on short notice. I'm not saying nothing bad about Dan Hooker. No, I'm not saying it. At least he's, as soon as he's back, he's calling everyone out. Would Dan Hooker have took this fight if they offered to him? Absolutely he would have. Would Arman Sarukian? Fuck no he wouldn't. Would Justin fucking Gaethje? Fuck no he wouldn't. No, he fucking wouldn't. I'd stay out and fight for my title. What title shot? What have you earned? All you do is fucking complain. Bro, it's fucking bullshit. This division needs order. At what stage is UFC just going to say, fuck all of yous, go to the fucking PFL. Go to the PFL if you don't want to fight. Gaethje, fuck off. Pimblett, stop eating food. Arman, if you turn out one more fight, we have no room for you here. You have to lay down the law here. You have to say to Ilya, no, fuck you. You can fucking fight. You said you're gonna vacate your belt if you don't fight Arman? That's not how this works. The UFC need to say, you're fighting him here, we're going to get you medical. If you pass, you're fighting. And if you say no, that shiny belt, oh, guess what? Gaethje versus Arman, vacant belt. I just don't get it. I just don't understand these boys not wanting to fight each other. What are you in the fucking UFC for? Fuck off. Is anyone denying? I just don't. We hadn't a single booking in the lightweight rankings. Gaethje hasn't fought since March. Pimblett, fuck Gaethje, man, honestly. Pimblett hasn't fought since April. I love Pimblett. I love Arman. I even love Gaethje. Fucking fight each other. Stop waiting to be called. Mateus Gamrot is doing it right. Because if anybody's next in line with a win, if he beats Oliveira, Mateus Gamrot's next in line. Mateus Gamrot's next in line. How can you deny him? How can you deny him? He's the only fucking person when we don't get title eliminators anymore. Back in the day, we have a common interest here. Gaethje versus Arman are the two that are kind of like most likely going to be in pecking order, okay? Back in the day, they would have said, right, there's two people, there's only one number contender fight. You two are going to fucking fight. And then they would have fought. They would have already fought, or we would have had a booking. But no! Both these little shitheads want to sit out and say, oh yeah, well, you go ahead, Gaethje, actually. I'm going to sit right here. Don't worry. I beat Charles a year and a half ago. I'm not going nowhere. I pulled out of the fight last minute against Islam Makhachev. Where? Why aren't people just fighting to actually earn a number one contender fight? And Ilya, my man, I love you. I love all these guys. But fuck off with this bullshit. You'd vacate your belt. You've got a fucking Volk fight off Josh Emmett. You beat Josh fucking Emmett to get a fucking title fight. Like, subscribe, thanks for watching. This division, it needs respect.